Hey everyone, welcome to January, week number 1. This is going to be an amazing start to the year, so let's go ahead and get started with these guys. So this first activity, what you're going to do is greet all the kids, make sure that they get some hand sanitizer before this activity. And then you're going to have a beanbag, and so you will get them all in a circle. And once they're in a circle, you will start having them pass the beanbag around. And so play some music on your phone or something to where it's kind of like when the music stops, they have to stop with the beanbag, and they have to answer this question: who is one of your favorite people ever? And so just go around and have everyone answer that question by passing the beanbag. Just an early arrival activity to get them started. This next one, you're going to have these massive 1, 2, 3, and 4 pieces of paper. And so you'll tape these on each corner of the room or side of the room or whatever. And you're going to ask multiple choice questions to where they can run to that sign depending on which answer that they choose. So for instance, if you're like, okay, what is your favorite food? And then you say corner 1 is pizza, 2 is hot dogs, chicken wings is number 3, and number 4 is Spam or something. Then have them run to the other sides. And there's a lot of other corner options on that piece of paper for you as well. So if you can think of some of your own, go for it and just have fun with it, okay? Okay, and then the story that you're going to hear today is just simply all about loving God and loving others. And so you're going to see how God is the greatest, but how through that we need to love God and love other people. This next activity right after that is going to be different responsibility cards, okay? And so if you have a big group, you can split up into multiple groups for this one and give them all just one deck of cards. You'll go ahead and, if you want, you can shuffle the cards and then start passing out the cards. Now, each kid can only have 4 cards in their hand at once. And what they're going to do is trying to get a matching set of 3. And they do that by asking each other if they have a certain card. So if Johnny is across from me and I'm like, Johnny, do you have a take out the trash card? And he has to answer truthfully and say yes or no. If he has the card, he has to give it to me. And then if he doesn't have the card, then there's also a discard pile in the middle, or a random set of cards in the middle that are face down. And so they'll just pick up one of those cards instead and see if that's one of the matching cards. Now, then they also have to discard a card and put a card down, okay? And so whenever they put the card down, they can just put it right next to the other pile. And then you can continue to play the game from there. So they should only have 4 cards in their hand at all times. And they're trying to get a 3 of a kind, okay? And then the first kid who matches all of their cards wins the round, okay? And then once you're done, there is a point to it. Say, like, what kind of responsibility cards did you see playing in this game? And then kind of start going off of that. And then there's a couple of other questions at the bottom of that page that will also help guide the discussion for you guys that goes along with the lesson, okay? The next one is a Spin to Love activity page, okay? So this one, each and every kid will get one of these Spin to Love cards. So each kid will get one of these cards, a Spin to Love card. Then they'll also get a paper plate and one of the little pins that goes along with it to make it spin, and then some sort of way that you can do an arrow, okay? And so you'll have different kinds of piece of paper that you can use for that, but they'll make an arrow out of it. And so the arrow will obviously go in the middle of the pin board. They'll be able to glue this pin to the paper plate and then put the pin in the middle of the arrow that goes in the middle of the board, and so that they can be able to spin it, okay? Now what they're going to do is write different people inside of each of these circles. And so different people that they can love this week is what you basically want to phrase it as. And so they'll write different names inside of each one of these little pieces of pies. And then when they spin, it should land on one of those names, and then they can pray for that person. And so encourage them to do this all week long. Who is someone that you can pray for today? Spin the wheel and pray for that person. And then the next activity goes along with that, because you can also just take some time, get that wheel out and pray for them, okay? And then there's one more activity, and it's a never-ending love activity. And so with this one, you have an instruction sheet, just like this, and it tells you exactly how to make it. And so it's one of those accordion hearts, okay? Just make sure that the corners, you don't cut the corners, okay? If you cut the corners, then it breaks the heart. But if you cut just the heart besides the corners, then it makes a never-ending or an accordion style heart. And so guide them through that as well, and then they can obviously take that home too. But encourage them to just love one another and love God this week. And that's it for this week, guys. Thank you guys so much. And let's just have the word be fireworks. Did you see any fireworks this week? I kind of want to know about it. Anyway, see you guys later.